With me is Rory Medcalf, who is the head of the National Security College. So, welcome to WION. We're here in Perth, which is Australia's Indian Ocean capital. But essentially, talking about the bilateral aspect, how do you see India-Australia relationship going forward? They have already have a lot of milestones in terms of the relationship.
Well, it's an extraordinary relationship. I've been tracking the India-Australia relationship for about 25 years now, and it's gone from strength to strength, especially in the past few years. It has accelerated. It's a relationship now where both of these major countries in the Indo-Pacific region recognise each other as important partners. And I think that the economy, the diaspora, and the security aspects of the relationship, all of these now are supporting one another. So I have a very positive vision of how the relationship will keep developing.
The relationship is developing in a positive terrain, but any area which you think has much more potentiality in terms of outcome where both countries can work together?
We've done a lot of very good work on security, maritime security, the fact that our navies are working together in the Indian Ocean, for example. That's really good news. The economic relationship is good, but there needs to be more investment in both directions. So the Australian corporate sector has to get a little bit more visionary in investing in India. I think also we need to do more to translate the people-to-people relationship into economic outcomes. We want to see, for example, more Australians of Indian origin who are often very entrepreneurial people, very dedicated Australian citizens, really using their business skills, their business connections, often their skills in, for example, the critical technology sectors, IT and emerging technologies. We want to translate that human bond of the diaspora into economic benefit for both countries. And on that front, I would say that, in fact, the education sector, I think Australia's already a big provider of education to students from India, but I would like to see Australian universities showing more presence in India and working collaboratively with Indian institutions.
So my last and final question, the diaspora, how do you think that it is the substratum of this relationship?
Well, it's absolutely critical, and I think the very fact that only last week in the Australian Parliament we saw a new senator taking their oath of loyalty to Australia on the Bhagavad Gita, it's an extraordinary symbol of how the human factor is really influencing the relationship. So I think you can expect to see more Australian politicians of Indian origin. You can see more Australian politicians who want to understand India, who want to be literate about the cultural complexity of India, and that can only add to the people-to-people strength of the relationship.
Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to WION.
My pleasure.